Coming up on this episode of DL Weekly, guests can get a better idea of the weather for their Disney vacations. Magic Keyholders are getting a new perk. More details released for Halloween time.
A new partnership for transportation around the Anaheim Resort. Disneyland Handcrafted receives major recognition. We talked to James and Tage about their recent Transatlantic Disney cruise and more. DL Weekly starts now.
Welcome to Toad Hall. To ensure a safe and glorious drive in your motor car, remain firmly seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside. Watch your children, and do try to drive more carefully than James and Vern. Ta-ta!
Hello and welcome to this episode of DL Weekly for the week of June 3rd, 2026. I'm Tage Bushman.
And I'm Teresa Urban. We would like to thank everyone who supports the show. This week, we would like to give a special shout out to both Robert SW and Bonnie S for increasing your support, and also to Lynn P for becoming a new weekly tier. If you would like to help support the show and get ad-free versions of each episode, access to our supporter-only chat, and a bunch of other fun perks, like right now we have a live stream going for our supporters, head on over to dlweekly.net/support and become an official weekly tier.
Now let's get to the news.
Dateline DL Weekly. Fiction becomes fact as the mysterious subcontinent reveals a legendary podcast. After 2,000 years, two hosts have been unearthed by famed archaeologist Dr. Henry Indiana Jones. Scholarly research laid the groundwork for Jones's discovery. Thus, the jungles of DL Weekly become the destination for listeners worldwide. And what a destination it is! Until next week, this is Eye on Breaking News.
Well, Disney partnered with AccuWeather to create a new forecasting system called Disney Weather Check, specifically for their theme parks and resorts. The service has its own mobile setup that alerts guests with real-time updates and matches Disney's internal safety rules. Visitors can use features like MinuteCast and Real Feel to see exactly when it will rain and what the weather actually feels like while they're walking around the parks.
This seems very interesting because it also apparently will do things like UV index type thing, so that'll help remind you when to either reapply your sunscreen or maybe times of day that would be better to take a break and not be in the sun as much, that sort of thing. The rain feature, I could see how this would be especially helpful at Walt Disney World, maybe not so much Disneyland, but the UV index thing I think could be definitely helpful for Disneyland.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand, so this is going to be in the app, right?
Well, I haven't figured that out. If it's in if it's in the Parks apps or if it's a separate app.
Okay. Because if it's in the Parks app, that could be interesting. On that first page when you go in the Disneyland app and it gives you the, all the stuff that's kind of going on for your day.
Sure.
If they put the weather at the top of that, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Because right now it's here's our park hours and here's Lightning Lane Multipass and all that. But I could see them putting there's some room here. They could put some
cool.
weather stuff. I also wonder if they're going to do things push notifications and stuff like that for, if rain is about to start or that kind of thing. I do think it's interesting that they're doing this just because most people have a weather app, and the weather app I use gives me notifications and stuff already, rain will be starting in your location in 5 minutes or whatever. So I don't know. I think it's an interesting partnership, I guess.
Yeah. So it is geofenced for some of the weather technology. So when you're on property, so especially think Walt Disney World, probably more than Disneyland, since you've got a different property footprint for Disneyland, much smaller, but it has the weather check functionality, which gives alerts and updates that do align with the same advisories that the Disney teams use internally for safety procedures and guest operations. So
that's interesting.
So maybe it's a little bit more specific, fine-tuned than what you would get from...
Is it going to tell us the weather information they're using to not do fireworks because it's too windy? That'd be interesting.
That could be, because that would be definitely one thing that's impacted by the weather. I'm also thinking with parades and stuff to, if parades are going to be different versions, because, if it's really, really hot out, they're not going to have the dancers going 110%. They're going to kind of scale it back a bit, that sort of thing. So I wonder, if it could... not just give you a key of what you should be doing to keep yourself safe, but what differences you may encounter of your park day or experience because they're trying to keep cast members and performers safe as well.
Sure.
Well, attention Magic key holders, Disneyland is introducing a new perk. This one's pretty awesome. Current Magic key holders who renew any pass type between May 27th, 2026 and May 26th of 2027, so within the next year.
That's not confusing.
Will receive a free Disney dining card. The value of the card depends on the pass tier being renewed, ranging from $25 for the Imagine key up to $100 for the Inspire key.
Oh.
So unlike standard Disney gift cards, these promotional dining cards can only be used to purchase food and beverages at the parks and cannot be used for like merchandise.
Interesting. This is interesting to me because this is almost like, in a way, giving a discount to the Magic Keys without discounting the Magic Keys.
Yeah, kind of.
Because you are getting something for it. Also, it kind of goes to prove that, like, you know, their margins on food is pretty good if they're able to kind of give this and not worry about it too much. I will say, when I was reading this, my brain did not understand the dates, and I was like, well, this has to be wrong because it's backwards. Like, I didn't see the year, and I was like, this is good for -1 day. Like, I was so confused, and then I read it more closely, and I'm like, oh, it's a year. I get it. Okay. Like, my brain.
Well, and I feel like it wasn't May 27th through May 27th, like day to day, because they announced this like either I think like right on the day, so you couldn't buy a gift card or buy a Magic Key Pass that day and also still be in a renewal window. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It was really a perk only for existing Magic Key holders that had their keys purchased prior to.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So it's not like people are getting that discount. It's just kind of incentivizing people to renew their keys.
Exactly.
I wonder if that means that like people are not renewing their keys.
I don't know.
We're trying to incentivize that.
But fun fact, if this applies to you, you can also double dip in a sense, because if you have the new Disney Inspire Visa card, one of the one of the perks is that if you spend $200 on quote unquote tickets, you get a benefit back. I want to say maybe it's $100. Go look at the Disney Visa Rewards website for specifics. Don't quote me, but I want to say it's like you get like $100 either statement credit or credit towards your Disney Rewards, 100 Disney Rewards dollars for doing park ticket purchases, which a Magic Key is a park ticket purchase. Right there, yeah, $100.
Earn $100 statement credit after spending $200 per anniversary year.
Good job, Teresa.
Yeah. Interesting.
So you could get your $100 credit from using your Disney Inspire Visa card plus whatever level of dining card that you get as well.
Interesting. Well, once again, Halloween time is starting in late August on the 21st and running through Halloween on October 31st. Mickey, Minnie, and their pals will be dressed in new Harlequin motifs for the 2026 season. Decor, Haunted Mansion Holiday, Halloween Screams Nighttime Spectacular, and Disney's Happiest Haunts guided tour are all back for the season. Oogie Boogie Bash also returns for 33 nights throughout August to October, with the Sunday, September 27th date being for D23 members only. The Oogie Boogie Bash VIP tour returns this year, starting on August 30th. Also, because of the fact that they're doing construction for Coco, the parade that they normally have is being changed out to a Madame Leota's street party.
So everything like in the announcement, of course, go to the Disney Parks blog link that we have in the show notes for full details. But everything that you've come to know and love from Halloween time around the Disneyland Resort is returning. So Pluto's Pumpkin Pursuit, like Tag mentioned what the new outfits are going to be for the characters, since that's a fun, cool thing that they've started doing in more recent years to give the characters new outfits every Halloween season. A lot of the same returning entertainment. Later we'll hear about the food and beverage. The biggest announcement, though, is this street party that's happening. And a lot of people, I don't know, because really it's not being talked about. I had the very unfortunate experience of seeing this firsthand in the parks when we were there 2 weeks ago.
Hashtag save treats as trees.
Oh my God. Like, okay, this is wild to me. So there's that part. We'll get to that. But the thing that's crazy, I took a video. I don't know if I took a photo of it, but those giant Pixar gates that used to be there, I think they said Pixar Pier on them, those giant wooden gates, gone. They're gone. A lot of people, I don't think, realized, I'm talking about these Pixar Pier gates, giant wooden Pixar Pier gates, were across from the Silly Symphony swings, in between the Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta and like where the Emotional Whirlwind was. Those giant gates. that is where the parades would step off from. They would step off from there and they'd work their way through DCA, and then they would exit by like the Guardians Tower back over there where the trolley used to also exit. That was the parade loop. So because they're doing all this construction for Coco, half of the parade backstage area, if you will, is
that's where they store it too.
It not being like they can't use it. So they had to get creative. So I think this is very, very cool. I'm going to give Disney props for this. They very well could have just done like a little street party with the floats that already exist for the Frightfully Fun parade. But oh no, that is not what they're doing. They created a brand new experience called Madame Leota's Swinging Wake, a Haunted Mansion street party, to kind of bring familiar and iconic moments of the Haunted Mansion to life, if you will. So think like the street party that they do for Christmas time, Viva Navidad. They pull out from one of the gates. That's the one that no longer exists. They park, they do their fun little thing, and then they turn around and they go back to where they came from. So instead of going down the entire parade route. So this, I suspect, Madame Leota's Swinging Wake is going to do the same thing, but it will be entering from like Guardians. So I'm curious how, if it'll kind of go and park and go and park and go and park.
I think it's just going to circle Carthay Circle. That would make sense, like to go around and then come back. Because in the concept art, they've got the Carthay Circle theater there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So to me, I feel like they might do a stop on the main street, and then they'd probably do a stop in that circle and then go back.
Yeah.
Because
and then
otherwise,
that's how they turn around.
Where do you turn around past that?
Yeah. Well, and these look bigger than what they have for the Viva Navidad street party. Well, that one giant one, it feels like they go one way. No, they turn the whole thing around.
They turn the whole thing around and go back in the same gate, So my question not my question, the one thing that I appreciate from this concept art is it looks like they're still going to have the shovels, which are a big deal.
The grave diggers, yes.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where they get these floats from and stuff. Because usually, I can tell you since the 50th anniversary of Disneyland, for a lot of the stuff, you can tell like what they've repurposed from previous things. You know what I mean? Like, they've taken the bones and repurposed it. Like the Frightfully Fun parade, the big villains float was the float from the 50th anniversary parade because it was the Disneyland Castle back then. So, but I'm glad that they decided to do something because I think, like you were saying, they could have just done nothing. They could have been like, well, guess what? We're not going to have a parade.
Or they could have just parked the Frightfully Fun parade floats out there. And honestly,
that would be cool. Actually.
People would have thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like maybe not the big one because I don't know how you would have been able to turn, like you were saying, the one that was.
Well, they could do it in the Carthay Circle.
Do you think they could have turned that big one?
Well, they go through that as it is. They just have to go around.
Yeah, maybe. But they could have. They could have just done that. But no, they've created a new experience. So I think that's really fun. The one thing that I am curious about, because I'm not understanding maybe why you would do this, is there's still a dessert party for an enhanced viewing of the street party. It does have new treats, which are themed to The Nightmare Before Christmas. But I guess I'm not seeing... It's interesting that there's a viewing dessert party for a street party, because we've not seen that before. So that feels like maybe a little bit of a stretch. And they don't have pricing out for what that dessert party is going to be. But I'm scratching my head a little bit on that one.
Yeah. They had the VIP tour for Oogie Boogie Bash before, right?
Yes.
So it's kind of like a normal VIP tour where it gets you to the front of the line of everything, it seems like, for all the experiences. It gives you a VIP lounge experience at Carthay Circle, which gives you savory bites, 2 complimentary alcoholic beverages per guest age 21 and over, unlimited non-alcoholic beverage, a private VIP tour, character greeting, private viewing of the Haunted Mansion Street Party, VIP tour trick-or-treat opportunity with assortment of treats, and then, of course, expedited access to the treat trails in Villains Grove, expedited access to the attractions, a dedicated VIP tour guide for up to 9 hours, so that's a little bit more, because isn't it 7 usually on a regular VIP tour? Complimentary valet for up to 2 vehicles in Grand California, admission to the Oogie Boogie Bash, this includes that, and up to 8 guests. So they don't, now a normal VIP is up to 10 guests, isn't it? So you get more hours, but for less people. And then you have to, they don't have any price or anything. They say if you want to know about it, you got to call their number. So that would be interesting.
Contact your friendly concierge travel agent and we can help you with that.
I feel like soon you will know all of this. Because you will probably call at some point and find out pricing and all
the
of that.
Details, yes.
I wonder if there will be like the Oogie Boogie Bash itself, like depending on when you go, the VIP price will be different. Because the Oogie Boogie Bash ticket is more
that's a good
expensive on certain
question.
days.
If it'll just be one rate, because right now, right now, think of regular VIP tours. They do fluctuate.
That's true.
So I could see it fluctuating or maybe not, just for the simplicity of things.
What do you think about the D23 Oogie Boogie? That's new, right?
So they did a D23 Oogie Boogie Bash previously, but it coincided with the Ultimate Fan event. So it's interesting to me that they're bringing back the D23 night on an Ultimate Fan event, aka the D23 Expo year, but it's not overlapping with when the Expo, the Ultimate Fan event is, because the Ultimate Fan event is happening mid-August, whereas this is happening, what was it, September?
Yeah.
So
this is September 27th.
That's interesting. However, I do think this is a plus, because the year that they had it the same, it was like, I don't remember if it was Friday night or Saturday night of the D23. Well, it was the D23 Expo at that point, so I feel like I'm safe to say that. It was either Friday night or Saturday night of the D23 Expo. And we did not go to that night, but we had people that we knew that went to that night, and people that we talked about, like waiting in line and whatever. And they said that and I can't even imagine, they said they were so exhausted. And so I don't think people got a lot out of it, really, because you're going all day at the Expo and then trying to do an Oogie Boogie Bash that same night would have been a lot. Now, again, granted, this was when they were doing things at the Honda Center as well. So D23 itself did end earlier in the day than it does now. But still, you're packing a ton in to a day that, even though you're like, we can just do whatever. No, it's a lot. So I do think this is good.
So the D23 night is kind of interesting. So the ticket price is $169, so within the range of the normal stuff. But this is going to say, exclusively for D23 night, you'll find additional photo backdrops to capture your most ghoulishly gorgeous portraits, plus a DJ at the Paradise Garden bandstand that will conjure the spirits with musical delights. And then you also have a chance to purchase 2 limited edition D23 Halloween pins exclusively for the event. So yeah, if you're in the area and that day works for you and you want the pins and stuff, like it's not like, if I look at the regular pricing for that time, I mean, it's within the same price range of everything else. All the other Sunday ticket prices in September are also $169. So yeah, so it doesn't seem like it's a bad value or anything if you're already a D23 Gold member.
Not at all.
So,
well, following the closure of the Anaheim Transportation Network, or the ART bus system, the Disneyland Resort has partnered with Lyft to provide reliable transportation for guests staying at Good Neighbor hotels. To celebrate the partnership, new Lyft users can get 50% off 2 rides using the promo code 50MAGIC, while existing users can get 10% off an XL ride with the code XL10. These special discounts are active for the summer season and remain valid through September 8th, 2026.
So they basically made a partnership to have these codes, right? Is that kind of like the idea?
I'm curious if there's maybe more, because all the news sources say to celebrate the partnership, they've got these these codes. So I'm curious what the official partnership is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it says to offer convenient options to guests staying at Good Neighbor hotels. So I'm wondering if your pickup location is Disneyland or a Good Neighbor hotel, and your drop-off location is Disneyland or a Good Neighbor hotel, maybe in the app, there'll be it'll be a cheaper rate than if you were to book it through Uber, or if you aren't doing a Good Neighbor hotel or something like that.
The other thing I'm kind of curious about too is, so unique perspective incoming right now.
Okay.
So Vern and I this past trip stayed at the Hampton Inn that's right behind Joe's Italian Ice. Like the one that everybody that's visiting Joe's Italian Ice will usually park in, because that is literally the only actual parking lot, because Joe's Italian Ice has 4 spots and it is way popular than 4 spots worth. So we had a car for the week, and instead of driving over, paying the $40 a day to have it in the parking ramp, we were using ride shares from the hotel to that front little drop-off parking area. Okay. And I felt so spoiled because they literally drop you off like as close as you could possibly be dropped off to the front gates of Disneyland. And I want to say when we were going like at rope drop and we were coming home at park closing, it was like roughly $10 per trip. So it was $20 a day versus $40 a day to park the car. And every time that we'd call call a car, it was boom, like there was no waiting. So, and I was also wondering because it's such a cluster of cars and activity of all the people coming in and all the people leaving in the little dedicated drop off, which is really not that big. So I was curious I was curious how that was going to go because I felt like this is going to be a disaster, especially the pickup. Drop off, whatever. I just get out of the car. He's got to figure out how to get out. But pickup, we get in the car and then we got to, wait for all the traffic and everything. It was super, super smooth. I was super duper impressed. But again, limited on space. So part of me is also, again, this is me being just like thinking out loud. I don't know anything. I'm almost wondering if this will be like a lift only lot at some point. And that's what the partnership is that will be priority to lift. And if it's another ride share, you got to drop off somewhere else. I don't know. That's interesting. Just my random thought of what a partnership, an official partnership could be. Because it's not like it's a new thought to have a ride service take you to and from.
Yeah. Well, even like when we took ride share from the Disneyland Hotel, they have like a separate dedicated kind of space. Like area for pickup. Like, I feel like nowadays, if they're reinventing some of these areas, they are making them to accommodate rideshare because back in the day they didn't, and so they've kind of had a shoehorn rideshare into places. Like I'll tell you, like airports, like we've experienced this like LAX. Like you used to be able to just call and it would show up on the curb, like anybody dropping you off or picking you up or whatever. But now they have like dedicated areas that the user, the rider, has to get to because of traffic flow or whatever. When James and I went to Florida in August last year, we kept having the problem where our Uber drivers weren't familiar with how to get to where we were and like kept looping around. And I remember we canceled like 2 different drivers because they looped twice, and we're like, this is just ridiculous. But anyway.
Yeah,
so that would be really cool if that's what ends up happening.
If that's I don't know what else.
That would kind of alleviate the problems over there too, though, because it is, like especially at night, there's a lot of, it's backed up.
Yeah, but like somehow we were just super lucky and didn't experience any of that because I was a little hesitant on how, quick and efficient it could and would be, but it went really well.
I'm surprised that you guys, I'm surprised at a lot of things. I'm surprised you guys stayed that far away because usually you guys don't. And then I was surprised that you decided to rent a car, but then also ride share to the, I don't know, just seems like a weird combination of things.
Yeah. It ended up being the more cost-effective route, and we decided to rent a car for the week because we took a day to Universal, and then Vern had like 2 days on his own where he wanted to do stuff. So instead of renting a car, taking it back, we just had it for the week. And then we stayed further away because parking's more reasonable if you stay further away, and Vern's a big proponent of breakfast at the hotel. This hotel had breakfast, so all the little stars were aligning for it. So it just made sense. It was good.
Good.
Vern was a big fan of the breakfast.
Good.
And if you like Joe's Italian Ice, it's right there.
Did you guys go have a Joe's Italian Ice?
We actually didn't, shockingly.
After all the time you talked about wanting to go there, then we did.
The one time, like the one night that we were going to, we ended up accidentally in their like crazy traffic line because GPS took us the quote unquote back fast way. Oh no, it was chaos. And so after that, we were just kind of over it because we got stuck in crazy traffic just trying to get to our hotel. So, yeah, that's that in a nutshell.
Interesting. Well, the documentary Disneyland Handcrafted earned major recognition for its craftsmanship, winning multiple Telly Awards, including a Gold Telly for its incredible historical accuracy. Directed by Leslie Iwerks, the film uses beautifully restored archival footage to show the immense effort and tight deadlines required to build Walt Disney's original theme park for its 1955 opening. The project was further elevated by the team at Skywalker Sound, who painstakingly recreated realistic background audio for the original silent reels to bring the historical footage to life.
So anybody that's a Disneyland fan, or even a Disney fan in general that has watched Disneyland Handcrafted, I'm sure this is no surprise that the documentary won so many of these awards. But the thing that I find very, very cool is this film meant a lot to me, but I wasn't, how do I say this? Well, I wasn't sure if that's because Disneyland means a lot to me. So it was really, really cool to see it kind of get elevated in its own class against however many other films that were, you know, doing the same type of thing and get so many different and get so much recognition for it too. So that makes me, I don't know, I'm not a connoisseur of films, but like I said, I really, really enjoyed this and I felt it was really, really special. So I just think it's extra cool that it's getting all these like this praise and accolades outside of just the Disney bubble.
Yeah, it makes me want to go back and rewatch it because I think I only watched it the one time, maybe a second time, but it was so well done. Mm-hmm. I think the only thing, if I had to pick anything to like nitpick about, was I think it was only like an hour and 18 minutes long. Like I just wanted more. But I mean, it was so because it was so much stuff that we hadn't seen before. Mm-hmm. And I loved all the audio clips of people talking about the park and Walt talking about him being worried about it, just all of these things. Nowadays, it's so rare to find stuff that is that old, like new stuff that is that old, right? Yeah. Like you think at this point, everybody has combed through every possible everything. Mm-hmm. People have written books, the archives, you know, doing their own stuff, different, you know, the expos and stuff. You think like it's impossible that there's stuff we haven't seen, but there is. And Leslie does a really great job. And I'm so glad that all the people that worked on this project got recognition for craft best sound and sound design and craft best use of archival footage and best documentary long form. So I'm glad that they got, like you said, I'm glad that they got recognized for that. And hopefully this will also encourage Disney to continue to support such ventures in the future.
Well, Disney is celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States with Disney Celebrates America. This set of events will take place starting on June 29th with a 2-hour special on ABC called Disney Celebrates America, The Pursuit of Happiness. This special will be coast to coast at both resorts. On the evening of July 3rd and continuing through July 4th, the entire Disney broadcast empire will celebrate America across all 50 states, exploring the people, places, and moments of the nation's 250-year history. For all the details, visit the link in the show notes.
I could not believe what Disney is doing for this. So I just want to read this thing because it's ridiculous. Beginning the evening of July 3rd and continuing through July 4th, ABC Entertainment, ABC News, ESPN, and National Geographic will present a 24-hour cross-platform broadcast spanning ABC, Disney+, Hulu, National Geographic, FX, Freeform, ABC News Live, ESPN, and ABC-owned television stations and affiliates. Wow, they are like, we're covering the country across all of these different things. Some special shout-outs were Disney Celebrates America, Nashville Star-Spangled Bash, which will be a live celebration with performances, a countdown to America's 250th reporting, which will feature rare access inside the Statue of Liberty with a once-in-a-lifetime tribute, GMA's 50 States in 50 Weeks, America the Beautiful. There's just a ton of stuff. So cool. I'm not even that patriotic.
Okay, so now this is interesting.
Okay.
So when we were in Disneyland, we happened to be there during Fleet Week, which I learned a lot. I did not know what Fleet Week was until we happened to be there when Disney was celebrating it, which was great. But we lingered around because they had a special flag retreat ceremony that day. They had all sorts of signs up saying that there was going to be this special flyover. There was tons of like cameras and equipment and all this stuff. And so we're like, well, let's just stick around and see what the hubbub is all about. And it was fantastic. However, I know how many different cameras I saw there. I know how much production crew was going on behind there. What has been shared online does not make sense for the amount of pomp and circumstance of behind the scenes, let's capture the moment there was. So people that we were sitting with were kind of like, is this going to be in, are they filming this flyover for the ending of Soarin' Across America?
Oh.
What else are they doing with this? Because I want to say I saw at least 3, if not 4, different camera setups, various places throughout the parks. I've not seen all of those angles used in various things that I've seen on social media and places since. So it was a really, really cool thing to experience. Vern and I accidentally ended up in the front and almost center of where everything was happening, and we just found a shady spot.
Lucky you.
There was literally one space of shade that was also on the curb, and we just went for it because it was calling to us. Yeah. So anyways, if they use any of this footage, we may or may not be seeing it because we kind of were like right there. So anyways,
I assume you were wearing ears.
Of course I was.
Okay, so I'm going to look for curly hair and ears in this.
Of course I was wearing ears. So, okay, I will set the stage for you. If you're looking at the train station,
yep,
and they have the benches like that are on the curb in front of the train station, we are right next to the one on the like if you're looking at the train station right side.
Okay. I think you'll be in some footage or something.
That's the one tree. The band like came right in front of us and like turned right in front of us to the point that we couldn't stand on the street because that's how close they were coming.
Were they facing you or facing the town square?
No, facing town square, so we'd be in the back.
Oh, so yeah, even more of an opportunity.
Yeah, so we may if it's you. So now I'm curious, okay, is all that extra footage going to be included in this
Probably.
in some way, shape, or form? Because again, the amount of hubbub there was a lot more stuff going on than what I've seen them share thus far.
So I say your best bet is June 29th on ABC from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. It says the Disney parks and attractions are the portal through which America's greatest stories, triumphs, and traditions are celebrated. So the flag retreat would probably be one of those things. So I think you got to watch Disney Celebrates America, The Pursuit of Happiness on that day.
That could be it. We'll see. We'll see where this footage pops up, but it's got to pop up somewhere.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
I am the podcast that flaps in the night. I am the churro crumb in your meticulously planned itinerary. I am DLWeekly.
Well, this week for SnackChat, we are talking about Pride Night Foodie Guide because it is June, which is Pride Month.
We're officially in Pride Month.
And, of course, Pride Night is coming to Disneyland. What days are Pride Night on? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Let me pull them up. It's usually around, like, mid-month.
Mm-hmm. June 16th and June 18th.
I was going to say the 18th comes to mind, but that may have been literally the date that we went to Pride Land.
June 16th
Pride
and 18th.
Land. Pride Night.
Pride Land.
Yeah.
I mean,
16th and 18th. Yeah, there you go.
Tickets are still available, so if you want to snack on some of this food.
Okay, and quick promo for Pride Night. Couldn't recommend more. That's easily, like, I don't know. I think between Pride Night and Oogie Boogie Bash are our favorite that we've experienced for the After Dark nights.
Without a doubt.
And so, yeah, so much fun. Okay, on to the food. So a lot of returning favorites. So we're just going to try and highlight some of the new items. So first up, we have the Enchanted Sunset Beverage with the Disneyland 70th Celebration D Glow Cube. And you can find this at the Plaza Inn, Galactic Grill, Stage Door Cafe, Red Rose Tavern, Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree, and Harbor Galley. I don't think they have given us any sort of descriptions yet, just these lovely, lovely photos, so we get to kind of make guesses. But it's some sort of, it looks to me like it's some sort of fruit juice, maybe?
Yeah.
With like a grenadine.
It looks like a mango or like a orange juice with some type of grenadine or something. They also have a bourbon orchard,
which you can get at Cafe Orleans.
Which is at Cafe Orleans, which is another drink.
So that one, of course, the table service meals are where you're going to find any of the more adult alcoholic beverages. And honestly, I think if we're seeing a new beverage there, we can also expect that they're going to have like a special menu to celebrate the night as well.
Yeah. So some of the returning, we won't go into the things about just quickly. Jackfruit and mushroom loaded fries, which are plant-based. That's at the Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree. There's pizza fries that'll be available at Galactic Grill, Red Rose Tavern, and Stage Door Cafe. There's a new Santa Maria-style tri-tip sandwich, which will be at Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree. This looks yummy.
That looks delightful. For those of you that have a sweet tooth, there are new Dulce de Leche funnel cake fries, which you can get over at the Stage Door Cafe and Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree. And if you need more frozen sweet treats in your night, you can go to the Tropical Hideaway and get the volcanic style Dole Whip, which is featuring Skittles gummies.
Oh,
and it looks like it's served in a bread bowl.
This is a waffle cone.
Oh yeah,
with Mickey ears. Look at that; it's got Mickey ears.
I saw something. I saw that. I knew it was a waffle cone, but we're talking Disney food.
Yeah.
Clearly, it must be a bread bowl. My bad.
That's okay. We also missed the spicy fried chicken that'll be at the Plaza Inn. So I think it's like the normal fried chicken, but spicy. I think they probably added some spice to it.
And then some other returning delights are the Golden Girls cheesecake, which you can pick up at the Jolly Holiday Bakery, and butterscotch beignets over at the Mint Julep Bar.
It looks like there's also going to have some rainbow cereal churro, which looks like the rainbow cereal is in the dipping sauce.
Yeah, and it looks like maybe they have it like crunched up real fine.
That just looks like colored sugar.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's a bad choice here.
No. They always do such good stuff.
Maybe the Dole Whip in a bread bowl would not be my first choice, but a Dole Whip in a waffle cone.
It's got Mickeys, too.
That is cool.
I will say that I'm glad that they are doing a good mixture of savory and sweet items and not just... Because there for a while, I felt like it was just sweet.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's that time again for our friend Eric over at Concierge to catch us up on other Disney news.
Hello, everyone. This is Eric Johnson with Concierge, and welcome to the D180. While Ted and Teresa cover all things Disneyland in the D180, we take a spin around the rest of the Disney universe, and we do it in 180 seconds. Let's jump right in. We begin our trip this week on another Adventures by Disney tour. The Ljubljana Castle Tour starts your trip through Slovenia. Get your first look at the magnificent capital city of Slovenia, also known as the City of Dragons. Walk through pedestrian Old Town area where you will see key features such as the iconic bridges, including the dramatic dragon-adorned Dragon Bridge, aptly named, the bustling market area, and St. Nicholas's Cathedral, the city's stunning Gothic church. The tour concludes at Krek Square, where you board a funicular for a ride up to the castle itself. Next, it's off to Lake Bled, where you can glide across the lake's tranquil waters aboard a traditional Pletna boat and visit the island church that has been a destination for pilgrims for centuries. What's a Pletna boat? It's a traditional wooden flat-bottom boat unique to this area, offering a scenic and historic ride to Bled Island. As you keep going, you can follow in the footsteps of centuries-old traditions as you make your way into the mountains via cable car to the settlement where Slovenian herdsmen bring their cows at the Velika Planina. You can soar up to this portion of the Alps on a cable car and chairlift before taking in a gentle hike to the protected mountain settlement of Velika Planina, where Slovenian herdsmen have brought their beloved cows for centuries. Then it's time for oyster tasting in the Mali Stone, where you can savor fresh oysters and mussels directly from the sea on a floating tasting platform. Your next stop is in Croatia, where the Elafti Islands are a small group of 13 islands in the Adriatic Sea, northwest of Dubrovnik. These islands are known for their Mediterranean vegetation, including pine forests, olive groves, vineyards, and citrus orchards, and they provide a peaceful escape from the busy mainland. The name Elafti comes from the Greek word for deer, reflecting the island's historical wildlife. Then you can kayak to Lakram Island, where you can paddle along Dubrovnik's ancient walls and enjoy an exploration of this historic island with which has many stories to tell. Lochram Island lies directly in front of Dubrovnik's Old Town, making it one of the most accessible and popular day trip destinations from the city. The island is fairly large, I suppose, as islands go, and its highest point, Fort Royal, rises 96 meters above sea level, offering panoramic views of Dubrovnik and the Adriatic Sea. There is so much to see on an Adventures by Disney trip. You have all heard me talk about these for so long, and I don't know why we aren't on one right now. But I'm on a different vacation, and it's pretty great too. So let's reach out to our favorite travel planners at Concierge and get together on an epic trip to an exotic location. I hope you enjoyed our quick spin around the rest of the Disney universe. If you would like to learn more about these Disney adventures or just have a few questions, please come on over. Visit the social media and websites of both DLWeekly and Concierge. Then message your expert travel planners at Concierge. They look forward to planning something special for you and yours. I'm Eric Johnson. This has been your D180.
Thanks, Eric.
DL Weekly announces the boarding of the Trivia Express, non-stop star speeder service to the moon of Endor. All passengers, please prepare for immediate boarding.
Welcome to Trivia Land, where we have some, I think, very nice questions. Tag, welcome back. How you been? You ready to answer some great questions?
Yes, I will say no. I will say one. We'll talk about this in the discussion topic, but I will say that one thing that was super different for James and I on this trip was, for the first time of any vacation and any cruise, we actually relaxed.
You didn't use the internet?
We spent. I did when we were when we got to the ports.
Get the internet package.
No.
Good job.
And we actually sat by the pool, and I almost read a whole book. Like, it actually happened. I do want to say that I was wearing my Magic Band, so I do have I have not only my watch tan line, but I also have the Magic Band tan line. And James laid down and fell asleep, and his shirt rode up, and he has a
strip
burn darker tan line like on his side, which was hilarious. Anyway, but yes, happy to be back. You guys did a great job while I was gone. You guys had a great Disneyland trip, so everybody got to go enjoy some Disney in the last month.
Lots of Disney.
Well, I teased last week when I took the week off of trivia that I had some self-created questions that I had all lined up for this week.
Uh-oh.
So, shall we dive right into it?
I'm nervous.
Let's dive.
But let's do it.
Dive.
So, all four of these questions are going to be from me looking around while we were at Disney.
Oh, it's embarrassing. I was with them the whole time. So this is going to be, at least you have a reason to maybe not know, but I was there.
You know what would be really funny is if I get them right and you don't. That'd be hilarious.
Guaranteed.
Okay, so in Teresa's defense, one of my coworkers, who is also a listener of the show, was in Disney.
Shout out to
listener Todd, who is also a Todd B, but not the listener Todd B that is frequently in trivia. But
different Todd B, got it.
Yes, one of our Todd B's. Hi, Todd. So he was out in Disney at the same time that we were, and he joined us for doing Smuggler's Run. And as we're in the queue, I'm messing around on my phone, taking notes for a question. And then I put my phone in my pocket, and I looked at him and said, "And that's where questions for Trivia Land come from." And he looks at me and says, "Wait, what did I miss?" And I said,
so he's saying that you aren't the only one that misses it.
I literally was writing a Trivia Land question, standing between Todd and Teresa, and neither of them saw that I was doing it.
I will say, Vern,
it just looks like you're texting or something.
I will say, when we're in the park with you, especially if we're in a queue, frequently you were using your time to play a mobile game or something like that. So you being on your phone doesn't trigger any concern or attention from us.
See, you're just underestimating my sneakiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, your first question from our recent trip out to Disneyland. In which attraction can you see flower canisters that are pouring water onto a lit birthday candle on a cake?
Oh, this is in Alice in Wonderland.
In in the queue.
In the queue?
No, in which attraction?
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, in an attraction. Yeah, okay. I thought you said queue. Alice
Look at that.
in Wonderland.
I feel pretty okay. I mean, Vern's going to destroy me in the next 3 questions, but I feel good about that one. You don't think that's it?
We did not ride that attraction. I have a sneak unless he wrote it without me. We did not ride.
Did Vern do anything in the park when you were training? Or did he go do something?
But I told her everything I did while I was with her.
Shoot. Well,
maybe Teresa wasn't listening to you intently.
I'm trying to think of where there's where
are you hopping on my caterpillar with that one, or are you picking your own?
You said it's in an attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What attractions have birthday cakes?
Well, it's not the Haunted Mansion.
It's also not Winnie the Pooh.
That'd
that also
be
has
cute. Can you say, is it a birthday cake or just the candles?
There's birthday candle on a cake.
Birthday candle on a cake. You know what's terrible is I have an image of this, but I don't know where the image is. I'm gonna say Roger Rabbits. I have no idea if that's right.
Okay.
Cartoon
spin.
Different spin.
Yes. All right. So
oh yeah, did you?
Yeah, I heard about that.
I'm like, that may have happened.
I try to keep up on Disney news.
So we've got 1 vote for Alice and 1 vote for Roger Rabbit. Final answers?
Yeah.
All righty. Your second question. 2 cannon flank Town Square near the flagpole. Dating to the 19th century, they once belonged to the French government. Which battle did these cannons serve in before being decommissioned and plugged for display?
Okay, so
the only French anything I know is the French Revolution, but it's a battle, so I don't know what specific battle.
I have no. I'm throwing in the towel. However, it's okay. Embarrassing side story time.
Was that a French joke when you said you surrender?
Yeah.
we were talking about the cannons because he asked why they were capped. It's not it's not like anyone's gonna do. I said no.
So kids don't stick their
so
hands in it.
People don't throw it's to prevent people from doing stuff, not to not like it's gonna be used again. It's so they don't have to clean out the garbage and stuff from it.
I have a random tangentially related question.
Do you have an answer? Or
no.
No answers, Vern.
You were on the Magic? You wrote the Magic? I watched a video of the Magic. Did they, as an afterthought, put glass in front of the rails? They go overboard?
Oh, I don't know if it was originally built with the
it just seemed like an
not.
afterthought. But anyway, okay, sorry.
All right, so stumped on the cannon question, huh?
Stumped on the cannon question.
All right. Your third question. What queue are you in if you are looking at a topiary of a Formula One race car?
Ooh.
Oh, that's Luigi's.
What's the full name?
Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters.
Okay. Final answer?
Yeah. Did you guys ride that? That's a fun one.
And your final question. In Web Slingers, in the pre-attraction show, there's a noticeable nod to Pixar. What is it?
Vern loves this room, by the way.
It's a fascinating room.
There's so much in it.
So the
many
hard
little
thing
details.
here, though, Vern, is there are 2, right? 2 of those little pre-show rooms that you could go in.
You don't think they're identical?
No, I know they're not, because in the
claw
machine,
in
they
the
have
pre-attraction show.
Easter eggs.
Listen to the question. In the pre-attraction show,
not
it's a noticeable nod to Pixar. I'm not asking about the room.
I'm sure. Yeah, the lamp. Why not?
You're saying the lamp?
Yeah,
sure.
The lamp on the desk.
Okay.
The Luxo lamp.
Final answer.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, listeners, how do you think they did? How did you do listening at home or in your car on your way to work or on your way to school? If you think you know the right answers, stick around until after the discussion and we can all find out together.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win. with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
Well, this week we are catching up with Tag and James, who have just returned from their second ever Disney cruise, which was a transatlantic cruise that went from Florida all the way to Spain, and they spent 14 wonderful, glorious nights on the Disney Dream. Welcome back.
It's great to hear from our travel planner who set all of this up for us.
That
Made
too.
it so easy.
That too.
Also, for those of you who have booked with Teresa, this will not be a shock. But I did not expect to get the same level of care that she does with everybody. And we arrived to our stateroom, and Teresa had a nice little box of chocolates and some non-alcoholic
little
drink.
Sprinkle some pixie dust.
A little bit of magic.
So in all honesty, chocolate was great.
The drink was not.
Drink was.
Oh man, they look so cool.
It was.
It looked fantastic.
It looked so cool.
Like
we wanted to bring it to
everything.
dinner, and I asked our service team, and they said that it would be a cork fee of like $20 or whatever to bring it if you bring your own. And so I was like, we're just going to drink at our stateroom.
You're like, never mind.
But they came with the nice little glasses. Let me see if I definitely have a picture of it. It was very nice.
It was kind of like a fizzy soft drink that they went a little bit too heavy-handed with the artificial berry flavoring.
Oh,
yeah,
and
that's
so
a great way to describe it.
Just kind of got lost in that.
Apparently, I can't remember what it's called. It starts with a C. There's the blue one, which
Curacao?
is... No. It's like Cloudum or something like that. There's that. And then if you stay concierge level... That's one of your included beverages, so you can just go to the bar in the concierge lounge and get one when you want. But there's also a red and there's a white. So I don't know if there's 3 different flavors, but there are 3 different colors.
I would assume different flavors with different colors.
I would hope so.
Yep.
Maybe you could like have a little sip of each, and you could taste like a bomb, like it'd be like a bomb pop.
Yeah.
You know, those little rocket shaped popsicles.
Yeah. I think if we would have been able to like take that with us out on the deck and then mix in, like. Some Sprite or Sierra Mist with it. Yeah, Sprite on the Disney cruise.
I like that you're...
Or some Fanta Orange.
Oh.
I think that would have worked out pretty nicely with it.
There you go.
But on its own, not our favorite.
It was a nice surprise, though, Teresa, for sure.
Oh my gosh, yes. Walked in the room, loved it.
To quickly set the stage, it wasn't just me and James. We brought some of you who've been listening to the podcast for a really long time. Catspur was our exchange student back in 2019.
What episode was he on?
He went when we first went to our first D23 because James couldn't go and it was a whole thing. Go listen to the episode if you want to hear all those things. But him and his partner Pavel both came from Poland and we only spent a few days here in the Midwest together. And then we went to Chicago for a day and a half, and then we went to Florida for a day and a half in Orlando, and then we were on the cruise ship. So it was very quick.
It was a nice week of figuring things out, then 2 weeks on the ship, then a good long weekend in Barcelona. So
yeah.
So it was fun. It was a different way of introducing a Disney property to someone in Tag's world.
Well, and the interesting thing too is Catspur had been to Disneyland, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Had Pavel done any Disney parks resorts? So this is his first ever experience, Disney experience.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Other than like films and TV shows and stuff. That's really neat.
Yeah.
So the other thing too is this was your second time ever on a Disney cruise and second time doing the same sailing. You did the Transatlantic 2 years ago, and then you did the Transatlantic again. How did you both feel as more seasoned cruisers this time around than maybe you felt the first time? Like anything notable?
I still love the ship. The Disney Dream is beautiful. I love the style. I think the size of the ship is great. The layout of the ship was really great. I will say one of the best things we did is we got 2 different staterooms. So Catspur and Pavel were in one and me and James were in the other. Teresa found a wonderful spot for us on deck 2, right by the elevators, which most people would say you don't want to be by the elevators because the elevators, like things are going to be...
There's people going. It's
people
loud.
are coming and going. It's loud, but it was not at all.
Not at all.
I feel like that spot, because I've stayed in that spot on other Disney ships, including the Fantasy, which is like the sister to the Dream. Opposite side though, so I was on the other side than where you guys were. It's you're so close and centralized to things that I just really enjoy it. And it's quiet. If you go a little bit further back, you can end up under like where the dining room is. And so sometimes you can hear them like moving stuff around at night. But
we were under
very, very quiet.
There's that bar that's right off the lobby there. We were under that bar,
Yep.
but we were under like the back side of the bar, like where the cast members would be. Like,
because we were on the edge. We had a porthole window.
Yeah.
And so it was great.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
It made it so easy because for those of you who may not be familiar with the layout, the second floor, the atrium is on the third floor. So the lobby where you first come in, third floor, our third deck. And we were on the second deck. There's a beautiful staircase that goes up to the third deck, which then there's an even more beautiful staircase that takes you up to the fourth deck, which is where all like the characters come out. And it's like the showpiece of the atrium. And that made it really nice because almost everything we want to do, both of the dining rooms, 2 of the 3 dining rooms are like right there.
Yeah.
One, we literally walk around the corner and there's the dining room. The other one, we go up the smaller of the 2 awesome staircases and we're right there. Even when they had stuff going on in the atrium, though, like they had music going a few times. They had some big events with like live bands and stuff up there, which was loud when you were in the atrium. We didn't hear that at all in our room.
Magic.
Yeah, it is magic.
Magic.
Truly.
Well, and I just like that spot too because you're not like if you want to just be doing your Disney cruise where you're as close to the pool and like the buffet as you possibly can be, that this is not that spot.
No.
This is not the spot. But if you're someone that wants to be like where all the action is happening, all the like entertainment, and you're just, once in a while or like once twice a day going to those other, it's perfect for that because you've got the elevators right there. You also have. You talked about the beautiful set of stairs, but there's also just the normal set of stairs that's also right there.
That's true.
So it's really easy to like zip
also,
and
when
stop back.
we did have a day where we went on an excursion, and the excursion meeting place was in the Enchanted Garden, which was right there.
There you go.
The other thing with being, like you were just saying, like, okay, maybe it's not that convenient to get up to whatever. I will give you a pro tip. It is much better to have a top deck get on the elevator or a bottom deck.
Oh, sure.
Because what happens with the middle decks is the elevator arrives and it opens and it's already full.
That's true.
On deck 2, that's as far down as it gets. Everybody gets off there and you're the first people to get on.
Or they're the people that didn't realize the elevator was going down and ride it.
That's a whole other thing that we ran into a lot this cruise, which was ridiculous, is people don't pay attention to which direction the elevator is going and they just get in and they hit a button, and at least on the Dream, if it's going down and you hit a deck higher, it just doesn't even register.
Yeah, it cancels it out,
yeah.
basically.
But people don't realize that, so they're like, oh, this is deck 2, and we're like, yeah. They're like, oh, we were trying to get to deck 10, and we're like, you got to wait till it gets down, and then you can hit it. And they're like, oh, that happened a lot.
Even more shocking, I think, was the amount of time people got on the elevator and forgot to push a button.
That happened a lot, too.
And just wrote it down. So,
It's
like, people had
magic,
full
James.
vacation brain going.
Magic. They're like, it should just know where I want to go.
They did have full vacation brain, but we didn't have any problems. There was a ton of times where we got on and went right up to deck 11 where all the food and everything was, and funnel vision and everything that we did. No problem. We did quite a few times where we went up, like I went up at night, like to fill my water bottle or to get like a drink or to grab like something up there. And it was never any problem. Even when it was like busy, which is like when things are happening in the atrium and people are going back to things, or the deck parties were happening
Before or
and people were
after
going down.
the theater shows.
Those were hard. But then we just found that like we'll just go to the next bank of elevators, and it wasn't a
Well,
problem.
and the other thing too that's nice is once you get up, awesome. You can use like coming down on the stairs
It's not bad.
is not bad. Yep. I don't know if Vern would run up all the stairs. That's awesome for him and those people that like doing that. I would
James
not
did that
run
a
up
couple
like
times.
10 flights of stairs, but it's you got options at that location.
There was also really, I will say, something that people were pretty good at this cruise was letting people off the elevator. Like people were really good at like, oh, it's a really packed elevator. You're in the back of the elevator. We will step out so you can get it, then we'll get back in.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people just don't do that, and you're like, this is my floor, and then they just like stand there like they won't hear you.
That's good.
Yeah, they were good. There was a lot more people on this cruise than there was on the one 2 years ago as well. It felt that way anyway.
It definitely
Not
did.
overwhelmingly so, but there was more.
Just noticeable.
Yeah.
So with the cruise, I know it's hard to talk about the cruise to compare it with other things because you just have 2 transatlantics to compare it to. But what are some of the things that you were looking forward to doing again on this cruise?
Man, I mean, I know a highlight for us is always looking forward to the food that we get and the service that comes with it. And the crew definitely lived up to like outstanding service, as they always seem to do. I was excited because since we knew the ship and knew things that were happening, it wasn't so much of a...
James knew the ship.
I knew the ship. Tag still got lost.
I went into vacation brain mode, just to be fair.
Spent nearly a month of our life on this cruise ship, and Tag still gets lost. And it was just nice because it was a much more relaxing time for us. Like, we didn't feel like we had to get to like everything that we were trying to do. And so I had a lot more time in the pool or enjoying funnel vision or just relaxing around in different places. And that was really nice. Like, it was a really just solid vacation because of that.
Yeah, that's something that I for sure am not very good at, is on vacation. I don't like to sit around. My cadence is like when I'm done with work at the end of the night, that's when I want to sit down and be lazy because I get burnt out from the day. But on vacation, like, especially if we travel somewhere, like, I want to go experience that place.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to just like sit on a beach somewhere. Like, I can sit on a beach here locally if I wanted to do that. Like, I don't need to sit on a beach in the Caribbean. To me, it doesn't make a difference. I don't really like the beach. But anyway, but this cruise, we did a good job because, like James said, we had been on the ship before. So I didn't do the thing I normally do, which is normally I walk every single deck of
like
of
day
the whole
one.
ship.
Day one.
What if
because
they
of the ship.
change something, Tag? You wouldn't have known.
Well, the one thing I did miss this time, and it just, I don't know what happened. Like, I enjoyed the vacation.
Yeah.
One thing I did not do that I do regret not doing is I do like seeing the door decorations. And the time that I thought to do it was the night before we were all getting off, and people had already taken their decorations off.
Yeah.
So I had missed out on that. Catspur and Pavel actually spent time going and looking around the decks and looking at all that. So they did in our shared album put a lot of that stuff. But for once, I let myself relax. I didn't get the internet package at all, which I'd only gotten it for like a day or two last time. And I brought a book with me, and I spent actually a decent amount of time laying or sitting in different parts of the ship and just reading my book. Mm-hmm. And usually that's difficult for me because like it's hard for me with people moving around to like focus on a book, but I kind of made myself do it, which was really good. James, his whole so two things that I will say James did like the whole cruise, which I thought was shocking, was he was pretty consistent at a midday nap.
Loved it.
Well, we'd get to the room, he's like, I think I'm gonna take it, because we'd go in the room because it'd be like after lunch, and so like we'd be like, well, let's go back to the room quick and put some stuff down or pick up some stuff or whatever. And then he would just lay down, and I'm like, why are you laying down? He's like, because I think I'm going to take a nap. And I'm like, really? And then he'd convince me to lay down next to him, and sometimes we'd both take a nap.
I just laid there to take the nap. I guess that's all the convincing he needed. So,
but the other thing is James spent a lot of time going to Funnel Vision. He really enjoyed. He's like, I don't care what's even playing. I'm going to go up. I'm going to sit in the pool. I'm going to watch movies. Now, the first 2 days, we got incredibly sunburned.
It was bad.
We were lobsters, and we were peeling quite a bit towards the end of the thing. It was very bad. But you will be proud of me. I took the opportunity on the ship, and even after the ship, and in our room even, to watch some Disney movies that I had not watched in a long time.
What'd you check off the list?
I watched Ratatouille on Funnel Vision. It was better than I remembered it. I was like, I remember disliking this movie, and I actually didn't dislike it this time. So watch that at Funnel Vision. We watched Mary Poppins Returns on Funnel Vision. I watched Cars was on Funnel Vision, but something happened, and so I ended up watching Cars in our room over the span of like didn't I watch half of it and I watched the other half at home or something? I did something like that.
It was on the plane you finished it.
That's right.
So, yep.
So I watched Cars. Also better than I remember it. The movie I have never seen before ever, though, and I watched, was Tarzan.
And what'd you think?
That was Funnel Vision at home, to be fair.
That's true, but I did watch it finally because it inspired me to do it.
To continue.
We came home and James was like, let's Funnel Vision. He just kept calling like watching movies at home. Disney movies at home,
Disney
Funnel Vision.
movies specifically. Tang has tried to force non-Disney movies into it. Doesn't
I watched
count.
Tarzan, and I do have thoughts. My first thought is, it was good.
Okay.
It wasn't what I expected. However, the thing that shocked me was I did not expect that all of the songs were going to be Phil Collins. For some reason, every Disney movie I've ever seen, for the most part, is characters sing.
Yep, that's okay. Yeah.
Phil Collins sung. Like every song is Phil Collins singing.
Tage was so funny because the movie opens and he's like, "Oh, they're starting with the Phil Collins song. That's interesting."
Because usually when you get a famous person singing a song, like Elton John when he did "Can You Feel the Love Tonight," that was in the credits.
Yeah.
And they had the characters sing a different version.
But he wrote the music.
Right. But like in the movie, they have the characters sing it, and then in the credits,
No
So
singing
I was
characters.
so surprised.
Yeah, no singing
Also, James, spoiler for anybody who hasn't seen Tarzan
It's like
in
40 years.
30 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you're safe.
I was watching it with James and I said, "Oh, Tarzan." I said, "I get this. The villain is the cat, and Tarzan, like the big thing is going to be that Tarzan kills the cat." And then like halfway through the movie, Tarzan kills the cat, and I'm like, "Well, now what are they going to do?" And then the guy who I referred to as Gaston's dad showed up, and I was like, "Oh, this
What the
is
heck
the bad
is his
guy."
name?
Clayton.
Clayton, that's it. I'm like,
And I
starts
was
with a
like,
C,
okay.
not Cletus.
Yeah. So
Clayton.
it was different than I thought it was going to be. There were some interesting parts of it.
It took
but
me
I
for
liked
a
it.
spin. It's dark. There are moments of that film that if you're paying attention to the background, you're like, that's Tarzan's parents.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, that's what happened to Clayton when he fell.
Yeah.
Like there's some dark parts, but
They did a good
love
job
it.
distracting from it, though.
Yeah, but it's interesting that it's still there, but
Yeah.
not like forefront.
Yeah. And then somebody asked me, they're like, "Didn't you know the whole story from the Adventureland, like from the Tarzan's
from the
treehouse?" And I'm like,
treehouse.
the treehouse doesn't really tell you the story of Tarzan. They
does.
just had the characters in the tree.
A little bit, because it like, okay, there's an abandoned baby that the gorilla takes care of, but you
I
don't know
guess.
why the baby's there.
Yeah, I
you don't
suppose.
understand that the treehouse is where the baby, like, his family, like,
Yeah.
built it and all that.
James,
stuff,
what else
but-
do we watch on Funnel Vision?
Oh my gosh. It's a long list. Both Moanas.
Oh, yeah, Moana 2. I only saw half of it.
So
on the
did
ship.
you guys like forgo going to like trivia and all, like the crafts and
We
all that?
did much
stuff?
less of that this
Sure.
time.
I think I was pretty on par with trivia this time.
I
We went to 1 or 2 trivias a day.
Maybe. I feel like we usually do more than
Maybe.
that. Part of the thing was we had Pavel and Casper with us, and Pavel doesn't speak a lot of English.
Yeah.
So, like, they never went with us. Well, they rarely, I will say, went with us to trivia and stuff because, like,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
he's not going to
Well,
understand.
And they're not that level of Disney.
Yeah.
And a lot
in
of
general.
trivia is like US centric if it's not Disney based. So it's
Yeah.
very challenging.
Now, the one thing we did enjoy that we hadn't done on the Disney cruise before is
I like how he's whispering.
we played
about this.
bingo.
Oh.
And have you been
I've
part of the
not
bingo?
played
Okay,
bingo,
so
no.
they have 2 things in bingo. They have a tablet that literally does everything for you, except for shout bingo. So you have to pay attention because
That feels like cheating.
if it bingos and you don't shout it, you just don't get the bingo. So we paid. There was a family pack. It was
feel like
2
that's
tablet.
the fun of bingo.
Well, not for
is
me.
stamping.
But no. Well, so this is where Disney Bingo is different. So we bought the family pack.
Okay.
Now the family pack is 2 tablets
Okay.
and 2 sheets. It's 4 games of bingo
Oh,
each.
So you get you get to choose.
Now the sheets are the regular bingo sheets behind plastic, and you get a dry erase marker to like draw on
Sure.
it. And for that, so it's 4 games of 2 people get the whatever and 2 people get the tablets. It was $80. Our very first game, Pavel won $30, and it was a big deal.
17 people shared
17
bingo.
people got
with
bingo
him.
in that game, so
Absolutely
our share was
wild.
$30.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
At the same time?
At the same time.
Wow.
It was like a straight line bingo, and they finally called a number from the I column.
So the
Holy
way that
buckets.
bingo works on the Disney cruise is they give you the stuff and they tell you when you get 1 away, you need to stand up. And then they have an entertainment person kind of keep an eye on wherever people are at. And then if you do bingo, you have to say bingo. If you miss saying bingo, like if they call the next number, you don't get the bingo.
Got
It's a bongo.
It's a bongo. Yeah, so they had a whole
There's a whole bingo
There's
vernacular.
a whole bingo vernacular that we learned. Like the tablet that does the bingo's name is Betty.
Betty.
And if you were unhappy with how Betty was pulling numbers, people were supposed to yell, "Shake it up,
Shake it
Betty!"
up, Betty.
And the only lady who did the bingo, who operated the bingo, was she ended up. We found out she was an officer.
She's an officer.
We
Yeah.
saw her later, like in the white things with the
yeah,
things,
yeah.
but she was in an entertainment costume every time she did bingo. But she was the only one that did bingo. I think she was like the only one blessed to touch the bingo machine or whatever. And she talked about how like sometimes it has problems and all this.
Sure.
But people were like all about it because they had these sayings of like, for hold your peace. Like if there's no other bingos, it's like bingo going once. And then didn't we say something? Bingo going twice. Bingo going three. Bingo's out of here or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you missed calling a bingo, like James said, it was a bongo. Like there was just all this stuff. And I told James, I'm like, there's an entire like subculture for this bingo, and people were like so into it.
We won't spoil it, but you just gotta wait and see what happens when they call B11. So,
but we have to talk about that because that was one of the best experiences.
Fine.
Okay, so on the fantasy,
the dream.
But you have been on the fantasy.
Yes, I've been on the fantasy.
So in the adult club that's at the back, is it Evolution? Is that what it's called on the fantasy too?
It's the Tube.
It's called the Tube?
I think it's called the Tube.
Okay. Well, anyway, they have a bar back there, and that's where they do bingo. And one of the bartenders, like bartending service staff, drink staff, was from Turkey, and we got there early one day, and we were talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, have you been to Turkey before?" And my sister-in-law is from Turkey, and so we talked about Turkey, and it was great. Her name was Zelda, like Zelda, but with an S, Zelda. And when they call B11, when B11 gets called, the entire entertainment staff has to run up on stage, and they do like a B11, like little dance.
They have a whole dance.
And Zelda ran up there and danced with them. And it was amazing.
That's funny.
We tipped her really well because she was so freaking awesome. She was amazing. What's it called?
Yeah,
the Tube. It's called the Tube. Yeah. Okay.
See, I was right.
Okay, because it was called Evolution on the Dream.
Tube. And then
Butterfly
fancy. You do have super.
We had the fancy walkway
restrooms
with the bathrooms, which is weird. Like that's just a strange configuration of area.
Does it have La Piazza and Ooh La La and
Ooh La
This is
La
supposed to be like Europe.
Ooh La La.
So it's Spain.
On the Dream, Ooh La La is the Club 687, which is the sports bar, but it's also themed after like sailing.
Interesting.
La Plaza was the
La Piazza.
D Lounge? No.
District Lounge?
District Lounge. And the Gills Pub is the Pink. It's pink. It's all themed after Dumbo.
Gotcha. So they just have different things.
Yeah.
Because like for this, it's called Europa. So it's all themed to like Europe.
Yeah.
things.
Ours is called the District.
Yeah. So the restrooms here, I should show you photos of the restrooms because they're gorgeous. They're like all tiny little mosaics and like the craziest, most beautiful restrooms you've ever seen in your life. We did
they
the
have
ship
mirrors
tour.
on the roof, which is weird.
We did the ship tour and found out that either these or the Rapunzel restrooms were the most expensive restrooms ever.
Hilarious.
For like the Walt Disney Company has put together. I'll show you photos because it was crazy. But ours were like themed to Spain, so it was like the what do you call it? The matadors that do the bull. So yeah, I'll show you photos.
Okay.
So similar layout, but different theming.
Yeah. But anyway, bingo, cool. Zelda, amazing.
Very cool.
Well, we had so much fun talking about our cruise that we will talk more about it next week. Well, if you enjoy listening to the show, please consider rating and reviewing the show on your podcast app. It helps other Disney fans become weekly tiers and part of the community.
Looks like we're coming in for a landing, gang. But please stay listening until trivia comes to a stop. And then you can walk to the nearest exit. Thanks for listening to the 8th wonder of the world, DLWeekly.
Welcome back to Trivia Land, where we are going to find out the answers to tonight's questions and see how much Teresa was paying attention to what I was paying attention to in the parks, and how rusty is Tag after he's been gone for a few weeks. Teresa, Tag, how you feeling about tonight?
I'm rusty even when I've been here.
True.
So,
Teresa, how you feeling?
I shouldn't have confessed that I would have been with you during when these questions were procured.
We love to throw ourselves under the bus, don't we?
Yeah. I'm feeling good about 2.
I feel I'm good about 2 as well.
I'm gonna say you bet 50%. So, well done. So let's see what the answers were. Your first question: in which attraction can you see flower canisters pouring onto a lit birthday candle on a cake? You answered Alice in Wonderland and Roger Rabbit. The correct answer that I was looking for was The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
I need to look this up.
Really?
Is it in the Heffalumps and
It's
Woozles
It's at
scene?
the end of the Heffalumps and Woozles, right before he wakes up to his own birthday party.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know what's so stupid is I said Winnie the Pooh.
You did.
Yeah, because we were listing attractions with birthday scenes.
Yep.
Okay.
Your second question. 2 cannon flank town square near the flagpole. Dating to the 19th century, they once belonged to the French government. Which battle did these cannons serve in before being decommissioned and plugged for display? You both answered that you were stumped, that you were waving the white flag.
I was going to say, we surrendered.
You were surrendering. The correct answer that I was looking for was they didn't. These 2 cannon never saw battle.
Dang it.
That was
we
a
were
trick
so
question.
Close.
That was a trick question.
The answer was there wasn't an answer. So close.
Trick question.
And at the base of at least one of the cannon, there's a nice little plaque that gave me all of the information.
Did you guys go see Walter Magical Life again?
It was not running when we were there.
Did you
for
see
part
it at
of the
Lincoln?
time. I don't think either of them. Well, now I don't remember. Now I could be lying.
But you didn't go see him.
No, we did not go see him.
We did not see them.
I know Walt wasn't going for a time. I don't know for certain if Lincoln was also.
Sure.
Your third question. What queue are you in if you are looking at a topiary of a Formula One race car? Both of you very confidently saying Luigi's Rollicking Roadsters. The correct answer that I was looking for, where else are you going to see topiaries? It's a small world after all.
Or the castle.
Or at the castle. Or the correct answer, Luigi's Rollicking Roadsters.
Wasn't there also one by Dumbo or something like that
There
too?
is, yes.
Okay.
There's a topiary by
yes.
Dumbo.
We remember this because of the fact that we had a trivia question about what were all the topiaries.
Yes, we had to list all the
So
topiaries.
we wouldn't have known this probably otherwise. Potentially.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah.
There's also tire topiaries back in Luigi's too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And your final question. In Web Slingers, in the pre-attraction show, not just the room, there's a noticeable nod to Pixar. What is it? Both of you saying that it's the Luxor lamp. And the correct answer that I was looking for was the Luxor lamp.
Woohoo!
Sitting on the desk, and a spider bot plays with it.
Well, there we go. Good job, Teresa, on that one.
There we go.
I screwed my light bulb into your lamp on that one. Or something.
Or you knocked your lamp off the desk with
you
her-
were I don't remember what it's called. You were the Pixar ball to my Luxo lamp.
Is there a name or is it just called the Pixar ball?
I think it's just called the Pixar
Okay.
ball. I don't know if it actually has a name.
Because the lamp is Luxo
Yeah.
Junior.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I don't remember if the ball has a name or not.
Well, now he's going to look it up, and it's going to be a future trivia question.
It may have to be, yeah. Well, listeners, how do you think Tage and Teresa did? How did you do listening at home or in your car or on the way to work or on your way to school? Do you have that perfect question that's going to really stump them next time? If you do have that perfect question and you'd like to hear us ask it right here on the podcast, feel free to send that in to us at dlweekly.net/trivia.
Well, we will be back next week with more Disneyland news and information.
Until then, go out and enjoy the parks.
A special thank you to Sidell for editing the podcast, Andy Mack for all the wonderful character transitions, and to James D. and Aaron C. for supporting at the Club 33 level.
All weekly tiers, prepare to be stepping out to your right.
Steady as she goes.